G'day, I'm Patrick from Douglas Fur Design. Welcome to the Router Bits. We've done a video on draw lock bits before. We had the large draw lock bit last time, which I did a video on. You can check that out. But now I have a small draw lock bit, which is designed explicitly to do 12mm stock or around that size, 12mm, a little bit bigger than that. The setup is exactly the same as the large one, so you can go watch this. I'll go through it again really quickly. First of all, the shank on this is a 1/4 inch rather than a 1/2 inch. Now I've got a Triton router, so I replaced my collet with my 1/4 inch collet. Fits beautifully. If you do not have a replacement collet, then you'll have to use either a reducing bush or a reducing collet, or you can use a collet extender, which we have a link to below, and that's the 1/2 inch to 1/4 inch collet extender. That will also do a good job. Depending on your router table, that collet extension might even be necessary for you because you might need the additional height. I found that when I placed this bit in the collet, if I put it all the way down to the bottom of the collet, it was a little bit too low in the table, so I raised it by about 3mm, and that gave me the leeway that I needed to play with the height. You could have also done that with the collet extension, but I prefer to have it in as close to the motor as possible. So that's a little explanation on that. Now, after setting it into the machine, you need to set the height of the bit. There's a couple of ways to do this. Now, from a bit of reading online, based on this bit and 12mm stock, I was told that I needed about 4mm from the top of that tooth, top of the blade, to the top of the timber. Now, when I set it up like that and did some tests, I found that the joint was much looser than I wanted. I'll show you what that looks like here. So with some experimentation, I raised it higher and higher until I got a really nice tight fit, and I found that I actually have only about 2.5mm between the top of the blade and my timber. Now partially that is probably because this stock is ever so slightly less than 12mm, so that could be contributing to it. Also, who knows, that's just the way this bit works. So trial and error, do some test runs, it won't take you very long and you'll get a really nice tight fit. And again, if you're using thicker timber, then you'll have to do some test runs anyway, just to make sure you get all those measurements exactly suited to your join. Once you have set that height, then we need to set the depth, the distance of the fence to the blade. Now you're going to do 2 cuts with this bit. The first cut, which will be the bottom of your drawer, is placed on the router table like this and run over the bit in that manner. To set the fence depth for that cut, you're going to use your stock, place it on the fence, lower it down to the bit, and then make sure the bit is just sitting at exactly the same depth as that stock. So 12mm, in this case, 12mm of blade is exposed in front of the fence. So then you run that cut through. Now to do the second cut, which will be the side of your drawer, you're actually going to run that through this way, and we need to move the fence slightly. We need to move it forward so that the fence is now in line with the bottom portion of this blade. So you bring it forward by what it looks to be about 5mm. You'll need to measure that with a little ruler. Just hold the ruler against the bottom part of that blade and bring the fence up until you meet. And then you can run those vertical parts of the drawers through, and that will give you a nice tight join, like so. Will glue up perfectly, very, very strong, very neat, just a great bit to use. So that's the basic setup. We'll do a few close-ups now and you'll get the hang of it very quickly. So the draw lock bit is really useful. It's very handy to have the 12mm one as well as the large one. You don't just have to use it for drawers, you can use it for box making. It's a really strong joint, easy to put together. Great glue surface area, just works really simply. You can grab it from Timbecon on their website at timbecon.com.au, We'll also have a link just down below here, or if you're in Melbourne or in Perth, you can grab it from one of their stores.